All right, here we go. Brand new Flyers Daily for the 23rd of March, 2024. Flyers Daily, as always, presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. And before we even start, let's send out birthday wishes to my wife, Angela Myrtetus. Today is her birthday. We won't say her age, although she is 6 years younger than me, and I'll be 52 coming up next Saturday. So do the math. Anyway, happy birthday to my wife. But it is a huge hockey weekend. What a way to celebrate the wife's birthday weekend, with a 1 o'clock game today against the Boston Bruins and a 6 o'clock game tomorrow against the Florida Panthers. Not the easiest of opponents when you look at points percentage in the NHL. As of time of recording, yesterday when we did the episode, they were 1-2 in the NHL according to points percentage. Now they're 3-4. 0.683 points percentage for the Bruins. That's on deck today. That's the third highest in the NHL. And the two highest teams are 0.686, so really splitting hairs here. And then 0.681 is the Florida Panthers tomorrow. And with both of those opponents in one weekend, the combined record of the two teams the Flyers will face this weekend is they've played 140 total games each, 71 for the Bruins, 69 for the Panthers. They have combined 86 regulation wins and overtime. They have 35 losses and 19 OTLs for a total of 191 standings points. Now, that's the top two teams in the Atlantic Division. Let's compare that to the other division, the top two teams. Flyers, face both of them this weekend. The top two teams in the Central Division have a combined 186 points. That's Winnipeg in the top spot with 93 points, tied with Colorado. Each have played 69 games. The Pacific Division is the Vancouver Canucks, who have 96 points, and the Edmonton Oilers, who have 88 points, a combined 184 points. And the Metropolitan Division is the closest to the Atlantic, where you have the Rangers at 96 points and the Canes at 94 and 190 standings points. And you've got them both on a back-to-back. Now, the back-to-back will be in play also for the Florida Panthers on Sunday. They play tonight at Madison Square Garden at 8 o'clock. Flyers play at 1 o'clock, so much bigger rest time between games. Figure 1 o'clock game, say, for the sake of argument, it's over at 4 o'clock, 3 hours from the puck drop. Flyers will have from 4 o'clock until 6 o'clock, so 26 hours from game end to puck drop on Sunday. So for the Florida Panthers, who are in New York tonight to take on the Rangers, 8 o'clock, say that game, for argument's sake, again, ends at 11 o'clock, puck drop at 6 o'clock. You're looking at considerably 19 hours of rest between games and travel. Flyers will be laying in wait. So maybe that's some sort of advantage, but Florida is a team that's got a little revenge on their mind, as well as the Flyers have beat them twice down in their building, 2-1. If revenge is the order of the day, and a dish best served cold, the Flyers have that with the Boston Bruins. And to control the Boston Bruins, just like last time they played them last week, you've got to watch out for David Pastrnak. I thought they did a really good job against Pastrnak last week when the Flyers had that 6-5 loss in Boston. I think he had 2 shots on goal and had an assist in the game. And it's very rare for David Pastrnak this season to go back-to-back games without a point, without a goal or an assist. And he's only done it 3 times this year. One time early, one time back on the 22nd and 24th of February, and one other time in January. And he did not have a point in their last game, their loss against the New York Rangers. Matter of fact, it was a -3 in the game, playing 21:47 of ice time. So Flyers are going to look to send him pointless in back-to-back games for just the 4th time this season. Now, since his last back-to-back games without a point, the Calgary and Vancouver OT losses that they have, in 12 games, he has 8 goals, 9 assists, 17 points, just about 19 minutes of ice time, a power play goal in there as well. So he's a player that will shoot the puck from everywhere and anywhere. As we talked about last week, when you look at the guys that lead the NHL in shots on goal, David Pastrnak is right there at the top or right in that mix. And right now he's still at the top. He's got 9 more shots on goal than Nathan MacKinnon, 342. Now, it's bananas. He's had 12 shots in the 3 games, including the Flyers game last week. He's a guy that will pile up shots on goal, and the Flyers will look to keep him off the score sheet. He did have a hat trick, not in their last game, but their game against Ottawa. He had the hat trick in that one. So Flyers will try and keep wraps on David Pastrnak. Will this be the game, though, really is the question, will this be the game that Sean Couturier returns to the lineup? He's been out the last 2 as a healthy scratch. We'll see if he draws back in. I don't know if it's as simple as, they won the game the other night, the Flyers did, in the game on Tuesday at home against Toronto. Coaches don't like to make changes to a roster after a win. I don't know if that's what was at play there, but obviously back-to-back games. We'll see if Sean Couturier draws back in this afternoon at Wells Fargo Center. I tend to think he will. My guess is that he will, but we'll see come this afternoon if that is the case and how he plays. I mean, ultimately, how he plays going forward is all that matters right now. Players having disagreements with coaches on assessment of play and other things is nothing new in pro sports. I think we like to make a bigger deal out of that than it is. Sometimes you have to have a little bit of back and forth to come to the ultimate understanding, and maybe that's what's taking place here. I'm not sure. But the Flyers right now need to find a way to get points. And I'm like a lot of people. I look at that game the other night against Carolina and go, could I have used Sean Couturier out there for some key faceoffs and to play more minutes than Nick Deslauriers played in that game? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think sometimes coaches want to lose the battle but win the war. But I don't think John Tortorella and the coaching staff right now, given the point situation, wants to lose any battles to win a long-term war, other than the fact that they're rebuilding and like you made trades at the deadline. But I don't think there's any appetite to go, oh, we're okay if we don't make the playoffs, to prove a coaching point at this time of year. So we'll see what the end game in this all is, and we'll see if part of that progresses this afternoon with Sean Couturier being back in the lineup. Also interested to know who will be in net for the Flyers. Will it be Felix Sandstrom or will it be Sam Ersson? How do they split up the goaltending duties this weekend? Because it'll also be 3 games in 4 days, 4 games in 6 days. So it's a lot of hockey this week. And I think this is one of those situations, no matter what the workload is today, if Sam Ersson gets the start, I would highly doubt he would get the back-to-back with playing Sunday's game tomorrow against the Florida Panthers as well. I just don't know that is in the cards, but we'll see. Everything's kind of out the window at this time of year, and conventional wisdom does not always apply. So Flyers and Bruins today, Flyers and Panthers tomorrow, and the Flyers will take on those 2 teams with a combined 191 standings points. Now, we have been featuring conversations from Flyers Carnival all week, Carnival Conversations. And I had so many great ones. We heard from Keith Jones in yesterday's episode, Sam Ersson, Yegor Zamula, Cindy Stutman. We've had a lot of great conversations this week. And we've got another good one here because Jamie Drysdale is a guy that, traded to the Flyers, kind of shocked him, as he's preparing for a road trip, or actually in Nashville, arriving for a road trip as a member of the Anaheim Ducks, finds out before the first game of the trip that he has been moved. And he comes to Philadelphia. He spends the All-Star break with the boys in Mexico, and he's played now 17 games as a Flyer. Does have the injury, hoping he's going to get back. He has been back skating with the group in a non-contact jersey. So we discuss that. We discuss kind of acclimating himself to Philadelphia and back on the East Coast. He's from Toronto, so he's used to East Coast living in North America. So all that and much more in a very wide-ranging conversation with Flyers defenseman Jamie Drysdale. 2-1. We're at Flyers Carnival and joined by Flyers defenseman Jamie Drysdale. Jamie, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, doing good. How are you?
How's this first experience of a Flyers Carnival been?
Yeah, it's wild. I can't believe how many people are here.
Yeah.
I kind of heard people, some guys around the team and staff were kind of hyping it up, being like, yeah, it's a big event. And, you only think so much until you're actually here. And there's a lot of people. It's real cool. A lot of enthusiastic, people that are. So it's been a lot of fun actually getting to talk and chum it up.
The passionate Flyer fans and kind of that mentality that Philadelphia has. And you've been here for a little while now. You adjusting to the East Coast way of living? Everybody's in a rush?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's definitely a big change of pace, but I like it. I mean, I'm from Toronto, so it's nice to be back in a sports city and people that kind of, appreciate it and show that, the care for it. And it's been awesome.
Yeah, there's obviously in Toronto tons of passion about the game, about the NHL. What have you kind of noticed, being here in this environment? I know you're not playing right now, which is unfortunate. And it's got to be eating you up to not be out there.
Yeah. It's it definitely sucks.
It's probably the hardest thing, I think, for an athlete when you can't 100%. Play.
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun. And unfortunately, it's been kind of just the way it's been going for me lately. But, hopefully back sooner than later and get back in front of this crowd, because when I have played in front of it, it's electric. It's so fun. It just gets you hyped up. You just makes you that much more excited to go out and play.
A lot of times when players are injured, they're almost not around the team a whole heck of a lot. Are you trying to kind of stay connected as best you can?
Yeah.
It's difficult.
Yeah, no, it's definitely tough because you don't really want to get in the way.
And they're traveling.
Traveling. Everyone's kind of, when you're playing, when you're in the lineup, it's and then when you're out, you're just dialed in on doing everything you can to get back. So it's definitely a different environment, but I mean, at the same time, everyone here is unbelievable. Just getting to see everyone, it's not too bad. I'll probably go grab dinner with a couple of the guys tonight. Yeah. So it's been good.
Having Cam York here, somebody that pretty well prior, as kind of the guy that can integrate you. That's been a big help, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because I knew probably five or six guys pretty well before I came here. With Lottie, I've worked out with him, trained with him in the summers for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Tip,
is that Gary Roberts?
No, Brian Marshall.
Okay.
It's another good spot in Toronto. So, that, and then Tip I've known since Tip used to be the celebrity player at my minor hockey skates.
Oh yeah.
When I was coming up, so I've known him for a while. Frosty, I've known he's from Toronto. D'Lo played with him in Anaheim, so I knew a handful of guys. Which
helps, right?
Which helped a lot. Just seeing the familiar faces and even that aside, everyone else integrated me so fast, and just a heck of a group.
Yeah, I love that they insisted that you go on the Mexico trip.
Yeah, no, that was funny. Yeah, I didn't really have much of a choice, but no, it was a blast and real nice to kind of get to know people just away from the hockey setting. And, it was good.
You're either coming with us willingly or you're coming in a suitcase. So you're going.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do you have someone in your suitcase right now?
Is there a heartbeat in there? What's the rehab process been like for you?
Yeah, I mean,
it's not easy.
No.
I know you don't want to tip too much, but
it's not easy. But the team here has been the team of trainers and the guys that have been helping me out have been awesome.
The goal is to come back this year.
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely the goal. So it's been good. It's been a grind. The amount of hours that have been put in from me and the trainers here. They've big thanks to them. They've been awesome with dealing with me and everything, all the work that they've put in. Hopefully back soon.
Last thing for you, if you can get back this year, the difference, being cleared and be able to come back and take contact and going into an off season with an off season of training, not rehabbing, the difference in that I think is enormous.
Yep. I've gone through all this stuff in my head already. Yeah. Kind of all the, I've already been through
it's a whole different regimen.
100%. I've already been through the whole rehab, the shoulder kind of thing, last year. So, it's definitely not fun. So definitely, working real hard to make sure that we can avoid that.
Yeah, you can work on preparing for hockey,
exactly.
Not just
come fresh,
the body.
100%. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to hopefully a good off season and one in which I can train and hopefully be a horse next year.
What do you do for fun? This time of year when you're not able to play, what are you doing to kind of keep your mind?
Not
sharp, but relaxed. Like, how do you get away from it?
Honestly, not a ton. It's pretty hard.
Play chess, music, or anything like that?
Yeah, no. Not a ton, to be honest. It's still a pretty hard schedule.
Yeah.
Trying to get back. So, it's a pretty similar schedule that I would be on playing. Obviously, these guys are going
So recovery is still huge, important.
Absolutely. That's probably the biggest part. So, yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out, still getting used to the city and my new place, and just keeping in touch with friends and family back home, and that's pretty important to me. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Jamie, enjoy the rest of the Carnival. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks to Jamie Drysdale for taking the time out of the Carnival to have a chat with yours truly, and hope you guys enjoyed that one as well. He's got a little bit of kind of a chill demeanor to him, like Cam York. Maybe not to the same extent, but a very chill, young, confident guy. And need to get Jamie Drysdale back on the ice, contributing for this team. He's going to be an important component going forward. Need him to get back out there, get healthy, stay healthy, and really help this team as one of those guys on the right side that can skate, move the puck, and really chip in offensively and defend as well. So thanks to Jamie Drysdale, and thanks to you for listening and watching. And we will be breaking down Flyers Bruins tomorrow, and we'll preview Flyers Panthers tomorrow. It is a busy, busy weekend of hockey. So everybody, thanks, and we'll talk to you tomorrow on a brand new Flyers Daily.